Mark Carney campaigned elbows up. He said he has zero, and I mean absolutely zero financial position except for cash and real estate.
Put all my affairs in order well in advance. I own nothing but cash and personal real estate. So, and that's not going to change. In public life, that's not going to change. It's actually quite straightforward.
So then the problem with that video, it was released on March 26th. That is way before the election. He was working on his script, telling the elbows up crowd that I have zero financial assets anywhere. It's all cash and real estate. He tricked all the elbows up across Canada, telling them, I'm all in Canada. I'm #1 Canada. Even though he hasn't lived in Canada for over a decade, he shows up and says, I'm going to save you. I am crisis man. I'm the only person that could stand up to Donald Trump. And then he goes on vacation. And late Friday afternoon, we get the dropped bomb on his financial assets with over 103 conflicts of interest. And it gets much worse. The Band-Aid has been ripped off of the scab and we get to look inside. This expert negotiator, 99.7% of all his net worth is located outside of Canada. Only 0.3% of his assets are located in Canada. I would just call it he's fully not invested in Canada. He has nothing in Canada. He's all in the United States. Between 91 and 95%, we're going to find out how much, but does it matter? He is nearly 100% Donald Trump. Yeah, he's Donald Trump, and the U.S. is #1 to Mark Carney. Our expert negotiator convinced a large portion of the population that he would be able to outsmart Donald Trump. And now he has just admitted that he has zero cards, nothing. It was all manufactured. He has zero backbone. And our next trade deal will include, get this, tariffs. How much tariffs? We have no idea, but it just shows you that it is all fake. Yeah, that's right. We're going to get into this show, and I can't wait to show you the facts. Even the Elbows Up crew today are completely silent. There's nothing being said because they are in shock right now. They can't believe it. They're sitting back and they're like, oh crap, there might be a red alert situation here. They've been defending Mark Carney and yelling, Big Daddy, oh, lead us, Big Daddy. Oh yeah, Big Daddy is straight up leading us into a meat grinder. Let's get into the show. Mark Carney comes out of his summer vacation coma. Why do I say coma? Because we haven't seen from him after Donald Trump provided Canada the 35% tariff threat. He has officially made a public announcement. I'm going to show it to you. Mark Carney only speaks French when he doesn't want people to know what he's saying. Well, in Canada, you don't need to know how to speak French to know that we just got a 10-foot pole shoved up where the light don't shine.
Well, we want to take you live right now to Ottawa, where Prime Minister Mark Carney is speaking to reporters just ahead of his cabinet meeting. You can see the camera just getting into position here. We want to give you a chance to listen in to what the Prime Minister is saying about his meeting and the potential for negotiations with the U.S. over new tariffs.
There's not a lot of evidence right now. And with regards to negotiations for any country or any jurisdiction to have a tariff-free agreement, Canada finds itself in a situation at the moment with a way of having close to free trade continuing. But there are issues, obviously, in the steel, automobile, pharmaceutical and aluminum sector, as well as softwood lumber. So we need to stabilize the situation for Canada. But the tariff for Canada is almost the lowest in the world imposed by Americans.
Tariff, what's your response to that?
That is Prime Minister Mark Carney heading into his cabinet meeting. He spoke with reporters very briefly, saying overall that there is little evidence for a tariff-free agreement. He was asked about the potential for new tariffs by the United States, a potential of a hit of new 35% tariff for all Canadian goods.
Oh, unbelievable, Canada. I mean, you can't make any of this stuff up. He was supposed to be our economics genius and our savior, and that we would no longer have all these tariffs. We're going to come up with this deal with the United States. Let's take a look at what he actually said, because he did show us where the tariffs are going to be imposed. You know me, I'm a data guy, so I crunched some numbers for everybody so we could take a look at, and then I'm going to tell you what it means for our economy and the real estate market in Canada. The first scenario is our current situation, which is the low case scenario, status quo tariffs. It's hurting our economy, $47 billion in net export loss, a 0.5% GDP growth loss, and it's hurting each family across the country, $3,000 hit to the average household real income. The high case scenario, it's those August 1st tariffs of 35% blanket tariffs. That's $82 billion in net losses and a GDP hit of 0.9 to 1.1% off the growth. That, like, if that actually happens, we're going to be in a recession for the remainder of this year and all of next year as well. And that's a $5,000 per household loss. And yeah, sticky inflation. Inflation will be going nuts. And you know how they did the counter tariffs? They put it on food. So we go to the grocery store and everything is up on the groceries. It's unbelievable. It's going to hurt. These tariffs are going to hurt Canadians. And even in the milder scenario that I discussed, the Bank of Canada doesn't expect for the remainder of this year for us to rebound. Like, we're going to be in a recession with the low case scenario. But the severe case scenario, Canada will be like the worst recession, way worse than 2009. And what does that mean for real estate prices in Canada? We're already seeing that prices are going down in the two major markets, Vancouver and Toronto. Prices are down. There's some areas that aren't seeing the rapid price decreases. There's some areas that are going up. But I'm going to do some more content on what it means to the Canadian real estate market as we get more information. August 1st, we're going to find out a lot of information. Is he bluffing, or is he going to go through with these 35% tariffs? Check out the benchmark price for real estate in Canada. You could see that we peaked out, we dropped, we increased, and now we're going down on the next leg, which is our current situation. Now I want you to check out the stages in a bubble. Do you see how it rockets up higher? That was in 2021, 2022, when we were at 0% interest rates. Then we went down, we went back up, and now we're starting the leg down again. Based on this chart, it looks like we are in fear. There's still capitulation, there's still despair. Then we head back up. So on the worst case scenario, we have a lot more to go down before we recover. Something to consider. We have no idea what's going to happen. But when we look at the data, I mean, it looks pretty clear to me. We're going down. Mark Carney's return from vacation and saying that we're going to be getting tariffs no matter what is the top story of today. But I got a few more stories to go over before the end of this report. The National Post just published in December of 2023, this 30-year-old plus or minus a couple months, made a mistake arranging something with 15-year-old at a hotel for $140. Well, it turns out that 15-year-old was actually a police officer. He was arrested at the hotel with that $140 in cash and subsequently ended up in court. But he won't receive a criminal record for his actions, in part because of his immigration status. Welcome to Canada. We just found out that Elections Canada came out and said 121,000 mail-in ballots went uncounted during the election. If Election Canada could skip a city's worth of votes and not count them, what else are they slipping through the cracks? Trust in our election system is on life support right now. I would love to find out what happened to this 121,000 mail-in ballots. Would it have changed the outcome of the election? Probably not. But when we're seeing things like this, the public trust in our system, yeah, like I said, life support. I look forward to reporting on this once we find out more information. CTV just came out with these new graphics. They came out with this article that says Lake Erie is bathtub water status, and it's barely mid-July. I don't know about you, but it looks like lava. It's so dark. You can't actually select a darker color than this. You could only select black or white is the next step. And I bet you the next report is going to be Lake Erie has now become a hot tub with a completely black map. You know what's becoming apparent to me? It's not the RCMP calling traditional values extremists. It's our mainstream media graphics are becoming fully extremist. Extreme graphics. I like Ryan Garrickson on X. I'm at the lake right now. It looks a little warm. And I can't make a video without CBC. They published this video yesterday and it has 285,000 views. But get this, they turned off their comment section after receiving 623 comments. It blew up the comment section. They're like, oh crap, we got to turn this off. But they still have their video up. And I wonder why, because they use celebrities for this video. How much did this cost? I have no idea, but it looks like it cost way too much money. I'll show you what they did. And then, of course, let's look at some math.
If there's one thing I know about Canadians, it's that we're kind. We want to help.
Doesn't take a big star or millions of dollars.
All it takes is one can, $1, or even 1 hour of your time.
In every corner of this country, people give. To their friends, to their families, to total strangers.
And this season, we will give again.
That's the thing about this place we call home.
It's kindness.
It connects us, brings us together.
And makes us stronger.
It's who we are. It's what we do.
And we're going to keep doing it.
Help us make the season kind. Find ways to give to food banks in your community at cbc.ca/kind.
The only person I support in that video is Shania Twain. She still looks fantastic. And this is their post. So there's over 2 million people that visit the food bank in 2024, the highest number in history. This holiday season, CBC is asking for your help. Act with kindness. And so what they're trying to do is get people to donate to the food bank, it looks like. So here's my post. What the F did I just watch? No wonder CBC turned off their comment section. CBC gets $1.4 billion per year of our tax dollars. They should be able to operate as a business in reporting. That's what they do. $1.4 billion could buy 700 million meals at $2 per meal at a non-profit pricing. So if you bought the raw material and ingredients and made it, you could make $2 a meal, non-profit, tax-free. We have currently an estimated 35,000 homeless people in Canada. That could feed the 35,000 homeless people 3 meals per day for 18 years straight with the same money that we give to CBC. I think it's time to defund the CBC and start feeding our homeless instead of them providing this propaganda garbage video of donate to the food bank. How about we just cut your funding and help the homeless? Problem solved. The Globe and Mail came out with this article. More Canadians are buying their first home later in life, and they're okay with that. What? I had to write something because this is absolutely absurd. Are you under the age of 40 and okay with not owning a home? I think the Globe and Mail has gone full today. And guess what? You never go full. Never. And the Globe and Mail wasn't done there. They came out with an opinion piece that says, let's free ourselves from the United States and forge closer ties with China. And check out their graphic with their little eyeballs looking at each other, gazing like we're kissing. I can't believe that the Globe and Mail is allowing this type of garbage to be published. So Pierre Poilievre has broken his silence after we find out about the 103 conflicts of interest. I'm not going to show you this whole thing. You probably already saw it. And if you didn't, I'm just going to give you a quick summary after I show you, 15 seconds of this video. And then I'm going to tell you what my thoughts
Today,
are.
we finally got a look at the Prime Minister's many financial interests that he kept carefully hidden throughout the election, and about which he told numerous falsehoods during that same campaign.
Yeah, so that's all I have to show you, because if you want to see the whole thing, just go ahead onto CPAC. You can watch the whole thing. My thing here is Pierre Poilievre came out and said Mark Carney needs to sell all of his assets in the conflict of interest, turn them into cash, and then allow his, whoever's going to be looking after his assets to reinvest it into the market. So it's truly blind. You know what? I'm not okay with this at all. I would rather that Mark Carney just resign so that we don't have a conflict of interest prime minister. And I was looking for Pierre Poilievre to come out and say he's way too conflicted. Just resign. That's my take. Pierre Poilievre didn't do that. He said, put it into a true blind trust, sell your assets, liquidate it, and have somebody place it so you truly don't know, so you're not conflicted. I think he's so freaking conflicted, we can't actually move forwards with Mark Carney. He needs to resign. Oh, and he also needs to apologize to Canadians for lying to us during the election, saying that he only had cash and real estate. And now we find out that he's so many conflicts of interest and nearly all his assets are located in the United States, elbows up. The entire thing was a lie. And yeah, he needs to apologize and resign. So I'm keeping track how many times Mark Carney has told us lies, like big ones that like he shouldn't have made it to the next level or proceeded. I have 12 of them here. They're all sourced. They're all the reality. I don't know how to share this with you guys. So follow me on my X account. I'll publish it there. Then you can be able to view this. And yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. I've already posted the list on my X account, so you could go over there and take a look. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Thank you so much to everybody that gave me birthday wishes. I am overwhelmed by all of the support. Thank you very much. I had a wonderful birthday. I ate steak, I had potatoes, I got exactly what I wanted, and I was able to spend some quality time with the kids. So thank you very much, and I appreciate it. I read almost all of my comments, by the way. I spend a lot of time, so I appreciate it when you guys leave comments in my videos. It also helps the algorithm. And guess what? Likes are free, so go ahead and like the video, share it with others. Let's grow my channel. Let's get this thing to 100,000 by the end of this year. Why? Why not? Let's go. That's it for today's report. It is unbelievable. The amount of damage that Donald Trump could do to Canada. It's very troublesome because he doesn't need to come here with a bunch of tanks. All he has to do is crush us economically. and we will be begging to become the 51st state. I hope that we have this economic genius with Mark Carney, because if we don't, well, I look forward to reporting for all of you. I'll see you on the next report.